Alright boys, Apollo has just became more and more goated. These are the reveals. The question we got is, was Apollo a shining, all-powerful god since the beginning? Meaning, was he someone born with his insane strength, the strength that results in Zeus praising him to the moon? No. In the world of Greek gods, Apollo was recognized by anyone as a mediocre god, with this panel here being greatly important. We see the other main Greek gods, for example, Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Hercules, and Adamas here, all of them standing out, meaning these were actually born with their insane strength. However, Apollo was not. Of course, there's degrees to this as well, as Adamas is shown highlighted here. Him compared to the likes of Poseidon, Hades, and Zeus, of course isn't there, but the fact that even compared to Adamas, Apollo at the beginning was still nothing is insane. And of course, how did he get this insane strength? Let's go over it. Through hard work alone, meaning out of all the gods so far, I think it's safe to say Apollo is one of the only ones we've actually seen train, but there's more to the degree of his training. As we know, he's a god of many things. For an example, god of philosophy, god of poetry, medicine, archery, prophecies, fist fighting or boxing. He acquired the abilities to be known as the god of all of this, which is insanely impressive. And through all of this, he was able to be recognized by the other Olympians, and of course, connecting to what Zeus claims about him. Even though he wasn't born with the insane strength like all the others, he was able to get to the level and potentially surpass them to some degree, with him continuing to train and get stronger, as we get to see throughout this fight. Apollo, simply goated, a god most of us in the fandom didn't really have high hopes for that much. The last remaining Greek god fighting in the tournament is now turning out to be the most likable and is already my favourite Greek god in the entire series so far. You love to see it. Before I continue, we have some unfortunate or strange news regarding the conclusion of this fight. According to these posts by the main leaker of Ragnarok, the person who leaks the chapters first mainly every month and various other information, I believe he's a Spanish Twitter user or something along the lines of that, has dropped these posts claiming that in the next chapter, the one coming out at the end of October, is going to be the climax of this fight, meaning the end of round 9. If this is actually true and the fight is ending next month, that is fairly short considering what has actually happened in the fight so far. Not an insane amount, of course there's been quite a few intense and crazy exchanges and both fighters are decently injured. However, I don't think there's really been enough whatsoever, unless next month's chapters is actually a double and the double chapter, like 60 or so pages, is dedicated 100% to just them fighting. We got more about Apollo's flashback to talk about later in today's video. We've got multiple for Leonidas, so I think we're done with flashbacks. Apollo could have some type of transformation and that could result in the conclusion of the fight. If it is 60 pages of this back and forth crazy exchanges, I guess that makes sense, but if it's a single chapter and it ends like that, it may be a little bit rushed, so we'll have to wait and see. Of course, this leaker has been highly recognized in the community for some time now. It's more likely the case that it is true, but we'll have to wait and see. Before I continue, make sure to subscribe for more fighting manga content, Ragnarok, Baki, Kangen, that type of stuff. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you need chapter links, they're posted in the Discord, or if you want to join to talk more about Ragnarok greatness, there's tons of people in here doing the same. But let's get into it. Naturally, everyone was celebrating after Leonidas was able to clap Apollo in the previous chapter, leaving him face first on the ground and severely damaged, with us even cutting to the likes of Jack the Ripper, who claims that the Spartans, namely Leonidas, has tremendous spiritual power and a strong body, which may connect to Jack the Ripper's eye ability, being able to see this spirit-like aura around fighters. For example, when he saw the lucky gods, he saw an aura around all of them, which of course led into the reveal of 0 and all of them being 1. This probably means Leonidas is insanely strong, but we already know that. With this being the damage Apollo has sustained from the previous attack, getting up regardless of everyone talking shit about him, including some of the other gods in the arena watching him, the most beautiful god being sliced in such an ungraceful way. However, the claims Hermie makes about Apollo connects to his flashbacks and the stuff I talked about at the start of the video. There is no one else who knows his own place better than Apollo. He knows it better than any other god, with this connecting to his flashback that we get to see in this month's chapter. Him fighting this beast by the name of Python, who's pretty much been disrespected his entire life, going down to the human world to pretty much get revenge to some degree. Apollo going down there, fighting him, challenging him every day and taking him out with a single punch every time, for the purpose of actually changing him, not to just defeat and kill him per se. With all this giving us more insight to what Apollo views beauty as, the ability to be admirable, not giving up, reliable, not solely the physical look someone wields, and that anyone can really be beautiful in their own way, and that Apollo went through a similar thing due to him not having power, working hard to gain such a thing. Going from someone who is regarded as mediocre to being praised and now known as the god of the sun, something highly respectable. With this flashback also making Leonidas' hate for Apollo seem unfound, and how he was kinda misinterpreted by humanity to an insane degree, but all this is why Apollo was able to get so strong, with the main source of Apollo's strength is him being able to become more beautiful, in turn getting stronger and stronger as he lives on, he improves and improves. However, regardless of anything Apollo really says, Leonidas still has one thing on his mind, killing this god with all of his strength, which honestly, respect to him. My man has stuck to his mad-eyed energy since the start and will most likely continue to do so until the finale of the fight. But he was stunned when Apollo actually called Leonidas' previous attack, the one that did this damage to him, something that was actually beautiful, which of course gives us this goofy looking face of his, and then both of them preparing for the next clash. So will this be the final clash of the fight? Potentially, according to the claims I talked about at the start of the video, but we'll have to wait and see. I personally hope not. I think 3 chapters will be enough to properly conclude this fight. If it's a double chapter, I guess it makes sense. If it's just purely fighting, not even that many cuts to like spectators, that would make sense. And I do think Apollo is going to be the winner of this fight, or a draw, which would be better for the series as a whole, but I just have a feeling Apollo's going to win, and honestly I want him to win at this point. I'm still waiting for a transformation from Apollo. Since in the previous fight Beelzebub didn't have one, or we didn't get to see it, the ruined theory about him being Satan, the beast from within, coming out, that never happened and was never fully fulfilled, meaning we haven't had a proper transformation for some time now, as even before that Hades, while getting stronger in the later half of the fight, didn't have a crazy full transformation, and even Buddha was more so thanks to Zero as well. So Apollo having a transformation like his father Zeus was something I want to see. Also Leonidas transforming his weapon more and more. I still need much more from both fighters if I'm being honest. Let me know your thoughts down below. Shout out to these Patreon mad lads, and that's it guys. Peace.